All right. I think we can get started here now. I think everyone is here. Anna's here, and I see all 4 people who had registered are now here. So thanks for joining us this morning at 11:30 here on a Friday. Appreciate you coming to the webinar to learn a little bit more about the visa process and the whole BUNEX sponsorship process. It's kind of a complex thing, so it's good to go over everything with you so you have a little bit better understanding of what's going to be happening over the next few months. So if there are any questions or you can't hear, there's an issue, please just send a question or a chat and just let me know. And I think we will get started. If you can't see my screen or something as well, just please feel free to send a chat or a question to get my attention. All right, guys. So the UK Tier 5 visa webinar. So this is the visa that you all will be entering Great Britain on June 15th, the Thursday the 15th, to do your summer internships in London. Like I said before, it's kind of a long process. It's definitely the most complicated process that I have for visa in the 6 countries that I work in. But we've been doing it now for a while, and we pretty much have the kinks worked out and had great success getting everyone their visas and getting everything together. So our presenters today, obviously me on the left, you're all aware of me, you've all talked to me quite a bit. Getting a little so me on the left, and then Anna on the right. So just to introduce myself, obviously Ben. Yes, the coordinator for London, and I don't know, you all know me pretty well, so I'll just let Anna actually introduce herself now.
Hi everyone. Well, first of all, thank you for joining us today. I'm really excited to be on this webinar today. And you have already met me a few weeks ago during our interviews. You know me, I'm the on-site internship coordinator here in London. I am responsible for part of your pre-departure process, so specifically the matching process and the sponsorship process. And I'll be the one to welcome you here in London and support you, assist you throughout your program together with my co-worker Regina here and hopefully Ben as well. And so go ahead, Ben.
I said, yeah, absolutely. I'm here to support you as well. So Anna will be working with you with the internship, coordinating all the internships for interviewing and placement and stuff like that, but I'm also here to support you with any questions that you have. Feel free to CC me, copy me into all the emails you send, because I do definitely like to be aware of everything that's going on. And before we switch to the next slide, I actually thought of one thing I want to say. I know my picture on the left there is kind of crazy. So it's actually, a few people might be wondering where it's from. It's actually from Banff in Alberta. So just in case you were wondering, I figured I'd say one little quick thing before we jump into the nitty-gritty of the visa. Are you ready, Anna?
Very nice, Ben.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we start, I just wanted to say that we're recording this webinar, and we encourage you to listen to the recording if you need to, if you want to review all the information that we gave you, and we will send out this recording after the webinar. So you'll receive the recording in an email today or on Monday.
Yep, definitely today. I'll send it out this afternoon.
Perfect.
All right, so next, Anna, take it away.
So, my favorite topic, Tier 5 visa. We have mentioned this Tier 5 visa so many times now, but what is the Tier 5 visa? The Tier 5 visa for temporary workers allows you, it's a type of visa that allows you to travel to the UK for a short time for a work experience. Now, before applying for your Tier 5 visa, you will need to get sponsored. So you will need a certificate of sponsorship, the COS, the cost number that we call. We call it number because it's actually a number, long number with letters and numbers and digits. And how do we get this sponsorship for this certificate of sponsorship for you? Well, we work with a government authorized visa sponsor, BUNAC. We had mentioned BUNAC before during our interviews. I'm sure Ben has mentioned BUNAC to you as well. Through BUNAC, we'll be able to sponsor you, and once the sponsorship, once BUNAC confirms all the paperwork, all the supporting documentation, and your internship, they will issue a cost number, a certificate of sponsorship that we will forward to you, and with that number, that sponsorship, you'll be able to apply for your Tier 5 visa. So not before that. Very important. It's very important to understand that we need to sponsor you first for an internship, and then after that, you'll be able to apply for your Tier 5 visa. All right. So let me just go on with the next slide. Perfect. Here we have, just to now to give you an idea of what the next steps are, we created an overview of the pre-departure process so that you can, again, have a better idea of what's going to happen from now on, from now to the moment that you land in London. First of all, we're going to match you with a host company, so a company, a charity, an organization here. We will secure an internship for you. That's the very first step. That's the first thing that we need to do. Right now we are in the matching process, so we are actively looking for a suitable internship for all of you. Once we confirm an internship, we will submit all the supporting documentation that is required by BUNAC, our sponsor. So we will start the sponsorship process. Once we have uploaded all the supporting documentation, BUNAC will review them and approve them. And after that, BUNAC will assess the organization where we're going to place you and confirm the internship as well. So they will review all the training plan that your supervisor will submit, and will make sure, BUNAC will ensure that your internship meets the UK VI, UK visas, and immigration requirements. So that's very, very important. After that, BUNAC will be able to issue your sponsorship. So a sponsorship number, the cost number that we mentioned before. After we'll receive your sponsorship number, only at that point you'll be able to apply for your Tier 5 visa, and that application will be online. Once you apply for your Tier 5 visa, you pay for a visa fee. You will be required to book an appointment, a biometrics appointment. After you do your biometric appointment, with all the documentation that you have prepared, and you'll receive all the information, all the instructions from us, so don't worry about that. You will email your full application for the Tier 5 visa to the British Consulate. The British Consulate, and specifically the UK VI office, UK Visas and Immigration Office, will review all your documentation, process the visa, and send you your passport with your visa inside back to your address. And then obviously you'll be ready to fly to London. Now this is the peak season for the British Consulate. So it's very important that you are on top of things, that when we send you the cost number, you're ready to apply for your visa, ready to book your biometric appointment. It's very, very important to be ready to move and go to the next step, because many students, not only from the US, but all over the world, are applying for their visas, Tier 5 visas, to come to London for a summer internship. So it's really, really important that we do this quite quickly. So guys, please always check your emails and be very, very on top of things. All right.
All right. Yeah, and just to reiterate on that point, again, you guys have been great so far. You've really moved quickly. You've been very efficient and been very appreciative of that, and I'm sure Anna has as well. And it's great. And just moving forward, just making sure we get everything in as quickly as we can, just to move the process along so we have some buffer at the end. Like I said, in the past, there have been a few instances here and there where students have dragged their feet and they're getting their visas very late in the process, like we're talking days before they're leaving, and it's very stressful on everyone. But we're in a really good place right now. I'm very confident with where we are right now, and if we continue just to move right along, I think, I don't anticipate any problems. So with that being said, I'm going to go into just kind of, again, to reiterate the timeline, the London timeline here. So moving from left to right, we're looking at obtaining our passports, check, CIS acceptance. So you've been accepted by CIS, you've interviewed with Anna, and now we're into the matching process. We're into mid-March, we're into the matching process where we're placing you with internships. So you should be doing interviews coming up as we find placements for you to interview with potential host organizations, companies. You'll be interviewing with them, finding placement, being matched. When you get matched, we can then move forward with the proof of funds. So proof of funds I'll just go over it right now. Bank statement covering the last 30 days. It has to have a set amount of money, which for you will be $1,500 US. So pretty much, I'll go over it in a little bit more detail actually in the coming slides. So I think I'll leave that there now. So you'll be matched. You'll send in your proof of funding. You will get sponsorship, so your cost number, so certificate of sponsorship from BUNAC. You will schedule your biometrics appointment, which I will talk about a little bit more in depth in the future slides. You'll get your biometrics checked off and everything you need from that. You will then mail in your passport with all your application pieces, your costs, your bank statement, your biometric stuff to the UK consulate in New York City. So again, it'll be the UK consulate, but the UKVI, which is the United Kingdom Visa and Immigration Services, I believe. And then...
Yes, correct.
Okay, sorry, my acronyms. Too many acronyms. So you'll send that in, and then they'll mail it back to you. You'll mail your passport back to you with the visa, the Tier 5 visa affixed into your passport. At that point, you're good to go. You get on the plane, you're going to fly over to London, you're going to land, they're going to see that Tier 5 visa and be like, welcome to the United Kingdom. Enjoy your stay. So that's just kind of a brief rundown, a visual rundown from left to right of what the next few months is going to look like. So again, at the bottom, I'll just say 4 to 6 weeks. So once you send it in, we can accept 4 to 6 weeks to receive the return visa. So another reason we really want to, as soon as you're matched and you have that internship confirmed, we want to start moving and get sponsored and get your costs. That's when it's your turn to really get your applications together and send them off. And before that, you receive that cost, we can be doing things like getting the proof of funding, scheduling the biometrics appointment, filling out all the forms we can fill out, just so we're, as soon as we get that cost number, we're off to the races, and that visa is on its way to New York. Or that visa, that passport is on its way to New York. So thanks, guys. I'll send it back to Anna here.
So thank you, Ben. Now the matching process and Tier 5 visa sponsorship application. I went over this during our interviews with each one of you, but I'm gonna give you some extra information now, so just to make sure that you know what's gonna happen in the next month, 1 month and a half. So as you know, as we have mentioned already, we are in the middle of the matching process right now. That will last about until mid-May, so for another 3 or 4 weeks. The on-site team, as in London, is looking actively for a suitable placement for all of you. We're contacting our supervisors, obviously based on your interest and all the materials that you have shared with us and you sent us through your application, and then all the information that I've collected during our interview. Once we find a suitable placement for you, once an employer is interested in your profile, we will be in touch with you directly to set up a Skype interview between you and a possible employer. That is mainly to give you the possibility to discuss the possible placement, learn more about your possible tasks and responsibilities, ask questions about the type of supervision you will receive, your work week, and so on. And obviously it's an opportunity for the supervisor to get to know you a little better. They have already reviewed your profile, but talking to you, obviously you get to know them better, and they get a feeling of what you're interested in, and so on. After the interview, we will confirm the placement. Obviously, if both you and the supervisor are happy with the match, we will confirm the placement, and that's the moment when we will need to start the sponsorship application. So your employer, your supervisor will receive from BUNAC a form which is called Employer Application and Agreement Form. That's basically a training plan. An employer will we will request an employer to fill out a training plan, which is pretty much a job description, where they explain what you'll be doing, how many hours you'll be working, your responsibilities, who will supervise you, and so on. And at the same time, we will start the sponsorship application. So we will upload all the necessary supporting documentation, and that is a copy of your passport, a resume, a letter of recommendation, the official transcript, the insurance, and the bank statement. Very important, the bank statement that you will be asked to provide us in the next couple of weeks. After that, BUNAC will start reviewing all the supporting documentation. They will be in touch with the employer, make sure that the internship and your role will meet the BUNAC requirements, and once everything is approved, they will issue your cost number, so your certificate of sponsorship. So pretty easy. These are things that we have already mentioned before, but please do let us know if you have any questions about this process. Some of you have already received an email from us to schedule a Skype interview with an employer. Some of you already had an interview with the employer and already have their internship confirmed. Some of you have not heard from us yet, but do not worry. We're in a matching process, and we'll be in touch with you in the next couple of weeks. So no worries if you haven't heard from us yet. All right, next slide. Perfect. So BUNAC, how many times have we mentioned BUNAC so far? 10,000 times probably. BUNAC is, let's understand a little bit more about what's the role of BUNAC in all this. So BUNAC is our sponsor. BUNAC is a government authorized visa sponsor. They are licensed, and they are the ones who will be able to issue a certificate of sponsorship for you. So what's the role of BUNAC in all this? As mentioned before, they will approve all your documentation. They will make sure that your internship meets all the requirements, the UK VI requirements. And after that, they will issue a cost number, a certificate of sponsorship, and email that cost number to us with some visa instructions. So as soon as we receive that important number with all the visa instructions, we will forward that to you so that you'll be able to apply for your Tier 5 visa online. And this is the pre-departure. So this is the BUNAC's role pre-departure. BUNAC has also another responsibility while you are here in London, where you are on site, and that is the internship compliance visit. So basically, the UK VI requires, the UK visas and immigration requires BUNAC to visit some of the companies where our students are placed. That doesn't mean that BUNAC will visit every single company, so every single company where our students are placed. They will just visit a couple of them. And what does this visit consist of? Basically, BUNAC will come halfway through your internship and will have an interview with you and your supervisor that won't last for more than 30 minutes or so. And that's mainly to make sure that your internship is being delivered following the regulations, basically. So don't worry about receiving, don't be scared if you receive an email from BUNAC saying, oh, we're going to come next Wednesday to have an interview and chat with you. Don't worry, nothing is wrong. It's just something that they need to do as part of their requirement, their role, so don't worry. But BUNAC and me and Ben are not the only ones who have some responsibilities in this process. There's also you. So interns also have some responsibilities. Specifically pre-departure, students will have to watch an orientation online. You will find a video in your BUNAC portal, and do not worry about finding out where the video is. We'll send you some emails with all the instructions, so you'll find it out. You'll find it on there on the BUNAC portal. All you need to do is watch the video. It's about a 15 to 20 minutes video, really fast, and before your certificate of sponsorship is issued. So you won't be able to you will not receive your cost number until you watch that video. So it's very important that you do it as soon as we open the application, and we'll let you know when everything is open and it's ready to go. Then you go on to your portal and watch that video. So that's your responsibility pre-departure. And then once you are on site, your responsibility is to stay compliant with the Tier 5 visa regulation. How do you stay compliant with your Tier 5 visa regulation? Well, as soon as you get on site, you'll need to fill out a UK entry form. We usually suggest students to do it within the first few days, 3 or 4 days after they have started their internship. But you are allowed to fill out that form within 15 days of your arrival. You will be required to make a copy of your Tier 5 visa and upload it to the form. It's really easy. You'll find the form on your portal, BUNAC portal. You'll find it on there, highlighted. So all you need to do is click on the form and just answer the questions and upload. Scan a copy of your visa. And after that, you'll need to do some check-ins, monthly check-ins. So for you, interning 8 weeks, will be 2 monthly check-ins. Super easy again. You will go on to your BUNAC portal, click on the link that will be highlighted every month, and just follow. Just fill out the form and answer the questions. Questions will be about what your responsibilities are, how many hours you're working, what type of supervision you receive. So things that we have already agreed in your training plan, and just to make sure again that the internship is being delivered following the regulation, really.
Let's see here. All right, so go over a little bit of the visa application requirements for what you're going to need for this Tier 5 visa after you kind of become sponsored. So you're going to have to mail the following documents to the UKVI. I'm sure you know the acronym by now. But the Visa Processing Center in New York City. That's the only place you'll be sending it. Do not send it to Washington. Do not send it to Los Angeles. It's going to New York in the British consulate there. So you'll need to send your passport, 2 passport-sized photographs. So look at the UK website. There's a link right there for some regulations of what they should look like. You'll need to send your COS, your certificate of sponsorship number, which will be provided by BUNAC. And then you will also need to send in your Appendix 6 form. So the link to it is right here. It's basically a visa application form that's sent to interns via email by the border agency. After you complete the online application for the Tier 5, they're going to send you this form. You're going to fill it out, print it out, and you're going to send it to New York. Physically send it to New York in the mail. So you're also going to need to send your evidence of funding, so being able to provide proof that you have enough funds to support yourself while you're in the UK. So it's a personal or a joint bank statement showing that you have at least $1,500 in your account for over a recent period of 1 month. So pretty much what we're looking for is a bank statement. If you go online, everything's online now, so you can print off the statement, your most recent statement that's within the last 30 days showing, oh, you have $1,700 or you have $6,000 in this bank account. You're going to need to print that off, and if it's just in your name, so if it's just your account, no one else's, or it's in your name, then you can just print it off. That's all you need to do. As long as it's over $1,500 within the last 30 days and it's your account, boom, print it off and submit it to, and scan it, or scan. You don't have to print it off. You can scan it actually and upload it and send it to me. The second way you can do it is if it's like a parent. A lot of times parents are funding, might be supporting a grandparent, might be supporting you for your time while you're abroad. That's fine. So as long as there's enough funding, there's over $1,500 in the bank account, you would submit that bank statement of the parent or the grandparent along with a letter of support that's signed pretty much by the owner of the account saying, I intend to support such and such person while they are abroad for their internship in London. There's a form for that. There's like a template that I'll be sharing with you. One important thing for the evidence of funding, and I get this all the time, so I just say it clearly right out front, is that all sensitive banking information, please remove it. Any account number, stuff like that that's sensitive, just black it out, cross it off so we can't read it, so that when you're sending it, your stuff's not floating around cyberspace on the internet. So please, please, please do cross it off, because if you don't and it comes through, then I'll just end up crossing it off. So just a little bit of security there. A lot of times people are a little bit worried about sending bank statements electronically, which, you know, I understand. So what else are you going to need? You're going to need your letter from sponsoring agency, which would be BUNAC, so that will be sent to you. Your biometric fingerprint receipt. So we'll talk a little bit more about the biometrics appointment in the following slide after this. So you'll need to send that in. Signed and dated printout of your completed online application form. So you're going to sign, print, or you're going to print it out, then you're going to sign and date your completed online application form to send in to New York. And also proof that you've paid your visa fee. So at this time it's around $285, but it's subject to change. It's as the currency fluctuates. It's in pounds. I believe it's 220 or 230 pounds. So currently with the exchange rate, it's around 285, which is awesome. It's a lot cheaper than it was last year, thanks to happenings in Britain right now. So you'll be sending in your paid receipt for the visa, just showing that you paid for it. You're also going to include a return shipping container, like an envelope that's already been paid for, so that the UK consulate can slide your passport with the new visa in it into the prepaid shipping thing with your address on it, seal it up, and send it out. So you'll need to supply that. And then finally, if you're applying for priority service, make sure to include make sure to include your receipt. I don't know. Okay, so if you're going to do priority service, make sure you provide a receipt for again your visa fee, I believe here. And the priority service is something that you might be forced to. Hopefully not, because we're so far out ahead of things that you wouldn't have to do priority service. But there are certain circumstances when things happen that we need to do priority service, which is just like an expedited process. Like if you expedite your visa, you get it back quicker, or your passport, you get it back quicker. So if you expedite the Tier 5 visa, you're going to get it back faster. Oops, sorry. Finally, let's see, mail documents. So this is the address that you're going to be mailing all your documents to when you go to apply for your visa. You don't have to memorize it now. It'll be on this presentation. You can always just, if you don't have it, you can email me. I'll send out an email as well with places to send it. And as long as, I'm going to send you some visa instructions as well for the Tier 5. So you'll have it in multiple places. You're going to have all of these requirements of things you need to send. They're going to be in a few different documents as well that I'm going to open up and send to you. So you're going to have multiple avenues to be able to research when the time comes here to get all this together. Okay, biometrics. So a biometrics appointment needs to be booked with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. So it's an application support center. So you apply online to book an appointment. So you're going to have your fingerprints and photo taken. It's kind of known as the biometric. So when you visit the ASC for your appointment, take your current passport, a printout of your application form, and a copy of your biometric confirmation receipt. So you can print your receipt when you apply online, just print it off afterwards. You're going to bring everything into the center, the application support center. And then, like I said, they're going to do a fingerprint and they're going to do a photo of you. And this helps protect your identity and helps kind of officials when you're going through like customs and stuff kind of identify that you are who you say you are, pretty much. That's the reason behind all of this. So at the completion of your online application, you'll be prompted to schedule a biometrics appointment. Again, print out your confirmation email and your completed online application. Bring both with you along with your passport. Don't forget the passport. And then at the appointment, an attendee is going to electronically record your fingerprints and photo. And then all that information is going to be taken. And again, it's just to kind of help establish your identity and help others establish your identity as well. So the process and the information can also be found here in this link that's in this presentation. All right. Finally, I'll go over this. We've gone over it a few times, but the maintenance of funds again. So it's a bank statement provided within the last 30 days. It has to have $1,500 US or more in it. It needs to show the logo of the bank and be on official letterhead, outlined with the name of the account holder and the type of account, whether it's checking or savings, and it needs to be dated. You don't have to show every single transaction. We really just need that overall balance. So if it's your bank account, that's all we need. We don't need anything further. If it's a parent or legal guardian, they'll be providing the funds, like saying they're going to support you while you're in the United Kingdom for your internship. You're going to need, again, the statement needs to be over $1,500 within the last 30 days. You also need a letter that clearly states the account owner will be financially supporting you throughout your program. And this is an immigration thing. They just want to make sure that you have the funds to support yourself while you're abroad. It's something every country does for these type of visas. So most bank accounts can be accessed online. More than likely, there are statements in your section of the online bank account. They'll provide you with either monthly statements, you can access the PDF, or the ability to sort by a range. So like in all my bank accounts for my Wells Fargo account and a few of my other bank accounts, you can just go on there and you can get a PDF you can print off. It's pretty straightforward. Again, just remember to black out that account number because, again, we don't want that kind of circulating around an email. It's kind of sensitive information. So at the very bottom here, the entire UK VI instructions concerning maintenance of funds can be found right there. Again, it's if you do have any questions, just feel free to call me or send me an email. Get right back to you. So, I mean, that's pretty much all that we had for today. I know we went over a lot. We went over a lot of things multiple times, so I hope it wasn't too boring or anything like that. But you know, immigration stuff, it just isn't the most fun, but it's obviously necessary when traveling internationally. So we definitely appreciate you being online here today to listen to our spiel. So right now, I think if you have any questions currently, I think now's the time to kind of just talk about them or bring them up if you have anything. You can type it in.
There is a box just here. You can just type your questions and
Yeah.
we will see them.
Let's see.
Any questions about the matching process, the sponsorship,
Yeah.
the timeline?
What she was asking. I was ready to start. Yeah, you were muted, Heather. Everyone was muted just for the presentation for today. If you do have any questions right now, though, just please definitely feel free to jump in and ask them. If you don't have any questions right now, that's fine. I'm sure questions will arise. And always, always, always feel free to reach out, definitely to myself. You can reach out to Anna, maybe as a first point of contact, depending on what it is. If it's visa and stuff, you can reach out to me, and just because we're more in sync with the time zone stuff. And if I don't know the answer, I'm sure Anna does, and I will forward it on. Anna has all the answers. Shelby has some.
Oh no.
Okay.
I think we have a question, actually.
Yeah. So Heather, yeah.
For the biometric appointment, are there various locations in many states? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You wanna answer, Ben?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, there'll be locations around you. You can probably search it into Google. I'm gonna go take a look after this to see what the site looks like, and I can send out an email just kind of outlining different where to book appointments. I'm sure it's pretty straightforward if you put it into Google, but if it isn't, then I'll find out.
Yeah, online there is basically when you're booking your biometric appointment, there will be a drop-in window. So basically they'll give you the closest offices to your to where you live, and with the possible times, so the available times that they have, and you can choose among those. So they will tell you which offices are available, are open, and what times are available as well. So there are definitely various locations, not just in New York or Washington.
Yeah, you don't have to
pretty
fly
much
Washington, D.C.
Pretty much all over the country.
Is there anything else here this morning?
Heather, don't worry, Heather, you'll be fine. You won't have to drive 6 hours to get do your biometric.
I know I could sometimes talk a little bit ominous with things like, oh, you got to get everything in, and I don't mean to like scare people by saying you have to really be on top of everything. I just want to make sure everyone's aware that we need to really work diligently to get everything in. But like I said, with this group that we have for summer, I feel very, very good. So thanks, guys. Anything else? We'll give it another few seconds if you have any more questions. What time is it? Oh.
It looks like they don't have any other questions.
All right, great. I guess we did a great job. That's awesome. If you do have questions, which again, I'm sure they'll come up, just feel free to reach out. So if there's nothing else, Anna, if you don't have anything else, then we'll say goodbye, and we'll let you get to your Friday afternoon or your Friday evening. I guess it's still afternoon in London as well.
Afternoon in London, definitely. It's 4 p.m.
Okay.
over here.
Absolutely. Okay, great. Well, guys, thanks again, and we'll be in touch. Bye.
Bye.